come to the dark side.
Hey everybody, it's Chip from Discard to Reroll. Do you like alt art cards, resources to help your game, and being part of a great community? Tired of opening Rebellion leaders in your legacy packs? Well, save that cash and put it to good use and become an official member of the Discard to Reroll Patreon. Patrons help make the show possible, and you get some cool stuff in return, like Awakenings Vader and Kylo 2 Magna Alt Art, Kylo 2 and Kanan Alt Art foils, and more. This February, we'll be launching our Discard Duos, alt art character pairings that will make you the new master of the meta in your local area. Existing patrons, don't worry, we've got you covered too. You'll get any of the new promos we have at the current tier, and of course, access to the Double Blanks Discord, the best place for you to talk about trash decks, sick nasty plays, and my obsession with double sleeving every card in my collection. Learn more at our website or Facebook page at discardtoreroll.com, and remember, may all of your rerolls be special ones.
This is Sir Christopher from Double Blanks Gaming. Discard to Reroll is certified trash.
It's Discard to Reroll. We're a podcast about a little dice and card game we all like to call Star Wars Destiny. I'm your host, Mr. Chip, and thanks for listening. And let me tell you something right now. Each week, I tell you the episode is going to be better and better and better than the last one. This one, I want to put it in context for you.
Combo breaker.
In 2016, you didn't hear that. In 2016, Guns N' Roses got back together. In 2011, it was Black Sabbath. I could go on and on. But this one, the band back together, it's Jay and Chris from Double Blanks. They're back for Discard to Reroll. Gentlemen, how are you? Excellent. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. Have a great night. And
wait, did you already start recording?
And it tells you all.
There wasn't a countdown. What happened?
I thought this was practice.
Here's what's interesting. You know,
I thought we were looking at the playbook.
I thought this was practice, Coach.
You know, Mike the Rebel Spy was on last week. He was very kind. He was very kind and obedient. So, you know.
I didn't even get to do my vocal exercises.
Jay tells me that, oh, yeah, we'll record tonight, and it's 11:40 at night. So everything's fine. This is great.
That's guys tonight.
I think it's because you guys have streamed more on the internet than anything I've ever seen. That's all you do is stream Destiny now. What the heck is going on?
It's significantly funner to stream.
Yes.
Getting to interact with the chat and the viewers and all that stuff is so much fun.
Creating videos is super time consuming, first of all, for Destiny. And then this meta comes out, right? A lot of control in the game.
Here he go.
And no, I'm just saying, making videos is difficult because the games are taking a lot longer. So I think live streaming is an awesome alternative to that. We are both getting in. I've done it for a while now, but Jay's kind of getting into it as well now. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to be able to interact with people. And you make a mistake, they call you out on it. You got the whole chat room going after you. It's great.
Didn't we want the game to be longer?
Yeah. We were wrong.
What's the ideal, Chris? What's the ideal length for you? What would it be?
I
don't want a character dying turn one, but I don't want after 3 rounds to look over and I've only done 2 damage total. So right now we're at the ladder.
Yeah, right.
For my side of things, I think that I don't want a character to die super fast, but I don't want it to be where you're just healing damage the whole time. If I do damage, I want it to stick.
Oh, you said it right there.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems like the game is definitely changing. And, you know, I know that because every night I get an alert because if you subscribe to Jay and to Chris, which is Sir Christopher and Double Blanks, you find out when they're streaming. It's every 5 minutes I get a note and you guys are online streaming, which is great. It started with Friday Night Dice and now are you going to have a schedule? What's your plan?
We, well, you know, both of us are streaming now, so we haven't really discussed it. We kind of just text each other and we're like, all right, if you want to cover, 6 to 8, I'll do 8 to 10 and so on and so forth. But
so Chris always gets the prime time hours. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you can take whatever hours you want. I just want a piece of that pie. So who knows? Maybe we get a whole double networks or double blanks network going where we just have these scheduled streams between us and a couple other creators. But who knows? Right now, we're just having fun with it, and it's the Wild West. We don't have a schedule. We don't have, it's unpredictable. It's just a blast.
And Jay, you were gone for a while. I don't know if you know, a new set dropped.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, man.
Right, that's good.
I've been sick and celebrated my fiance's birthday for like a week.
Yeah,
which
that's
was sick.
that's a long celebration. But good news is for everyone that you're back, and we want to hear a little bit about what you guys are playing. But just some little housekeeping first. People begged and asked for a Facebook page for Discard or Reroll. Guess what? You got it now. So I hope everybody's happy. We got a Facebook page. Discard. Yes. Yes, I knew Chris would like that. He's a big time Facebooker. I saw you posting on Facebook about Qui-Gon Kanan. I saw it. Was that you? I think that was you.
That was him. That was
interesting. This is coming from the same guy who said last time he's not going to play any more competitive decks. He was done. And all of a sudden, he's asking for tips on Qui-Gon Kanan.
Yeah, well, you know what? Go play try to play some casual decks in this meta. See if that don't change your mind a little bit.
We would love to have you over at the Facebook page because right now there's 9 people that like it. So that makes me feel great, but we appreciate it. Twitter's been blowing up. Thank you for that. Note to the Patreons and the patrons of Discard or Reroll, our fellow rerollers. I want to say thank you for that. Big news next week. We're going to be announcing our new alt art card. So if you're part of any of those tiers, you're definitely going to be included in that. So don't worry about that. And make sure that you get the cards. New people, though, here's what we're doing. Someone has mentioned, I think it was you, Chris, mentioned that you don't like to play different types of styles of like an alt art card for one, and then you're playing the Awakenings version of another. So we're going to do...
I like my stuff to match.
Well, it's going to match because we're doing discard to reroll duos. So they're going to be playable alt art pairs. So if you look at this meta and you see any of this new shaped meta, you're going to see some of those alt art pairs. They're discard duos, we're calling them. They're going to be coming out. We'll announce them next week. So it's going to be awesome.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Dude, that's the best idea anyone in Destiny has ever had.
This is the one. You even more than nerfing the Vibroknife.
That's a tough one.
It's close.
Although I got to say, I'd love to have that old Vibroknife back. If the meta's going to be like this, give me the Vibro Diddy, please. You
cannot make, so you should make another video that talks about that.
I've had so much Force Illusion. So, I've seen the artwork for that Force Illusion. I could paint it from memory with my because I've seen it so much.
Can we pause for a second?
It haunts my
night.
nightmares.
On a Vibro rant.
Force Illusion haunts my nightmares. I was laying in bed the other night and my wife turned the lights off and I said, "No, baby, turn it back on. The Force Illusion will get me." I'm afraid it's hiding under my bed in the closet.
It's like
I hate that card. Force Illusion rant. Then.
Did you? No, just a giant card, just kind of like I'm in the bathroom and I close the medicine. It's like it's partly open. I close it. It's behind me.
Did you see
plays?
The movie It at all? Any of you see It?
Yeah,
it's like it's that painting in the back of that one that moves. That's your Force Illusion right there. Unbelievable.
Force Illusion.
So what have you guys been playing? Chris, start with you. What have you been playing? I saw you play and I really liked it, and I tried to actually build it because I don't think I saw you actually make it. It was
built the deck?
It was Luke Leia. It looked good. It was 4 dice.
Luke Leia is great. It's 4 die. Both characters have 3 damage sides on each die and a resource side. Leia's just got she's got a 50% chance to hit range damage on her die. And Luke's got that awesome power action that closes out games and finishes off characters. Throw a couple of redeploy weapons, a couple of overkills, and you've got a solid range aggro deck.
One more card. That makes it
light them up. Light them up is a new card. Basically, what it lets you do is you re-roll a die. If it hits range damage, you resolve it, and another die, increasing the total by 2. So you play that on a card like Overkill, which is nothing but range sides, and then it has 2 blanks on it. But the odds are you're going to hit one of them big old range sides. You just resolve that with your Luke or Leia die that's pretty much the same boat, guaranteed to hit range damage at some point in the game. And you've got a, anywhere from 6 to 8 to even 10 damage combo. It's sick. It's awesome.
How has it been working for you? Would you is that something you would ever consider taking?
Oh, I know. 2 copies have to go in that deck. It's so good. It combos too good with Overkill.
Yeah.
And Overkill, I think, is already a really underestimated upgrade.
So do you think this, would this be something you would take to our regionals?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You would take Luke Leia to regionals.
Why not? What's the downside of Luke Leia?
You would lose.
How would I lose? Explain.
Maybe.
Oh, you don't know. Oh, you don't know.
Do you put in 2 Force Legions, 2 Field Medics, 2 Men's, 2 lightsabers?
All that trash.
Then you might be able to turtle your way to a victory.
Oh, you shut up. You don't know the meta.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know the meta.
What you're hearing is Jay from Double Blank. Jay, what do you play?
I play all kinds of trash, dude. Yes. There's a lot of decks that I really, really like this set.
Can I tell you one I've seen you play?
Which one?
Zeb, Ray, and you said that is what you should have brought because you would have Shrek'd everybody.
Yeah, it would have been sick.
That's the actual quote. You said you would have Shrek people.
That's my swamp.
Is it a 3 dice deck, correct?
That deck, no, it's a 4-die deck.
So it's Elite Ray, Elite Zeb.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, that's so much better than Luke Ray and K2SO Ray.
Tell us all about it, Jay.
Well, I mean, you get to play, it's like Han Ray. You get to play your guns on Ray with ambush, roll in, active, resolve damage, all you want, and 4 speeds. Except the modifiers can be resolved with Zeb's ability. So no matter what you hit, you're going to be able to resolve. Whereas, like, you'd roll the +2 on Ray and the +2 on a gun, and you want to be able to resolve it, but Zeb has 50-50 shot at hitting damage, and then you can resolve it as range or melee. So that's sick. You got second chances. He's got 12 health, so he's not dying turn 1. Probably not going to die turn 2 unless they just nuke you and you don't draw into mitigation. Just some sick, nasty plays in that deck.
I feel
it's really, really strong.
So this show's starting to take shape. See, I feel like if I could be like the referee between the two of you, you clearly think this is the superior deck. Do you not, what I say, over Luke Leia?
Oh, Zeb Ray will wreck Luke Leia.
And I believe that Chris feels that his build is masterful. It's like his master stroke. Would you agree with that, Chris? Luke Leia?
Oh, yeah.
So I feel...
Let me tell you something, Jay. You ain't been beat up properly yet. You ain't played a Destiny God yet.
So see, this could happen.
WrestleMania.
There you go. It was just Royal Rumble, I think. But and Jay reads all about wrestling on his Destiny stream. But I feel like this could be something. I don't know what we call it. We'd have to figure out a name for it. But I think the two of you should play
Wednesday night whoopings.
There you go.
Last time we played,
there was some problems. I heard.
Stream didn't end so happily.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about that last game. He was so childish and so immature. Jay, let me tell you something. If we meet up for Wednesday night whoopings, courtesy of Discarded Reroll Star Wars Destiny podcast,
yes.
Let me remind you of something.
Yeah.
I'm not the same person I was last time we met.
Yeah.
And neither are you.
Yeah.
I'll see you at the pay-per-view.
This could I think this could happen. All that wrestling paid off that you guys watched. Well, very interesting. I'd love to see that. And I don't know what I'm going to be playing. Here's the real deal. I've got regionals coming up in March. It's the only one I think in New York. It's in Rochester. So, and according to Chris, that's right next to Buffalo. I've got to figure out what I'm playing. And, one of the things that has been sweeping the nation, and by sweeping, I mean it was one tournament, it was in Portland, and it was Hondo. Now, we talked about the cost of being competitive. We were putting out prices, and I hate it when people say that R2P2 is cheap. That's not cheap. That's like a $300 deck. But this deck is
expensive.
Look at this deck right here. Jay can't read the screen, but it is Hondo. So this was 2-player Poe. It was new Hondo, which is from some, I don't know, Rebels somewhere. 8250 when you map it all out. It's got Canto Bite pistols, Cunning, DL44, Fast Hands, which, believe it or not, that's a $4 card. Sound the Alarm is the most expensive card in the deck. Do you believe that? It is. Yeah, I'm not even kidding you. Sound the Alarm. Actually, it was Electroshock too. Those are $3 a piece. I found people buying them for $6 a piece. Electroshock. Jesus. Yep. So 8250 to put that deck together. What do you think about Hondo?
I think I hate it.
Okay, great.
I think it's a super, super solid aggro deck that your opponent will struggle to shut down. FFG in this expansion did give us some answers to this special chaining nonsense. The number one card that comes to mind is a card called Easy Pickings, which just removes 2 specials, which I'm almost thinking it's going to be kind of a must-have if you're playing Hero. You got to have that Easy Pickings. But yeah, it's special chaining nonsense. Just, we predicted this before the set even came out. We knew special chaining was going to be tier 1 dominating tournaments. But you got to have a really good draw with this deck. You got to start out with those Blight Pistols, the Podameron Blasters, and Hondo is a character that is really intimidating until you've played against him 100 times. You kind of have to get these veteran instincts to know, do I pay Hondo? Do I not pay Hondo? Do I focus Hondo first? Like, you just kind of got to play against him a lot, and eventually he'll become less and less scary. But this is the start of the new expansion, and that's why I think Hondo is going to do really good, at least for the next few weeks.
So what's his deal? You pay, so he rolls this. Is it one? Does he have 1 special or 2 special in his?
Well, he has 2 specials. 2. That's what makes him scary. And if you don't pay him $1, it's 3 damage.
Right.
3 damage. You gotta pay the man. What board game does that remind? What is that from? That you gotta pay somebody?
You gotta pay the man.
Monopoly.
I'm gonna beat you unless you pay me.
I can't remember.
There's so many board games.
Trouble.
Like that.
No, I can't remember what it is.
Are you typing your English thesis for school? What are you doing over there?
Yeah, why?
All right, it's nice.
Anyway, so today.
By the way, if you're just joining us, it's called Jay Types His Schoolwork while we talk about Destiny.
A Star Wars Destiny podcast.
AKA Fortnite. Go ahead. What's that?
I went to my local game store today.
You did?
Because I go to school like 45 minutes away, which is the same town that our local game store is in. So I don't get to go there very often. But some locals at our game store meet up for lunch every day to play Destiny during their lunch break. So I have a lunch break from school, so I ride over there and I play Destiny. And this was like the second time I've done this because the semester just started for me. And I show up, 2 other people show up. One's playing Hondo, and the other one is playing Yoda Hondo.
Okay, so
I'm like, wow, I hate you guys. Not really, but it's like Hondo is just everywhere. Everyone is playing him right now.
Yeah,
it's insane. He's very good, and he's very frustrating to play against because you can't spend your resources, so you're not ramping up, and they're getting to ramp up because you're giving them resources. And if you don't spend your resources, he ends up rolling the 2 disrupt on him anyway and disrupts your resources. So it's like, what do? Do you spend your resources because they're going to be disrupted anyway? Might as well try to ramp up and kill as fast as possible. Or do you save them in case they don't hit the disrupt and they hit the double specials?
So I have an idea. Ready for my idea? See, you don't expect the sick plays from me. Right, I'm just this guy who just helps to just bring the word of Destiny to others. But I'm going to give you some sick tech. Do you have a pen, Chris? You got something to write with?
Yeah, hang on.
All right, get something. Okay, thanks. Get ready.
I guess I can write it on the back of the list. Hold on.
Yeah, put it on the back because I'm never going to be on the front. I can tell you that. Here it is.
There's a pen at the bottom of my tip jar. Let me just.
All right, go get that. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. I'm going to bring up the card, and by the way, I'm going to go to the Star Wars Destiny deck builder because that now allows you to bring in legacy stuff finally, and they did a nice job fixing that up. Here it is. I'm going to type in. It's Maz, but it's a card. It's called Maz's Vault. You know what this does? It's for 0.
It's sick nasty.
Yeah, you gain 1 additional resource during the upkeep phase. Everybody does, right? So now you got 3. See? You got 1 in the pocket to pay the man, and you can still do your stuff. What do you think about this?
I think it's a super cool card.
It'll be great until he plays the Y-Wing.
Yeah, but see, why? This is good. Maz's Vault, done. I've already solved the problem. deck gone. Next, what's next?
Oh my God, man, you're a genius.
Problem solved. So how do you beat? Tell me how to beat it. That's the thing. People want to know. Like, so okay, everybody's going to net deck it. They're going to go to the next tournament and see it all over the place, which is stupid, by the way. But
I just checked eBay because you said that.
Yep.
The price on Maz's Vault just went up to $59.99.
I want to tell you, Chris, you are not far off as far as how much impact we could have, because I'm going to read to you based on what Jedi Geek Girls done a lot of research on eBay. And we made little predictions about what the cards would be, how much they would cost. And this little guy who can't play well predicted all the values. And let's just see how close we got. But tell me how. So, what are some strategies for how you go after this deck?
How you go after a Hondo deck?
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say I played against it today. The Yoda Hondo version.
Okay.
And shout out to the locals that I played with. They're awesome people. We had an absolute blast. I played Boba Fett Ketsu because Boba Fett starter is the only legacy stuff that I have so far.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a good deck. I can wreck people with that deck. But turn 1, he dropped a Force Illusion on both characters. And turn 2, with the resources I gave him, he dropped a Lone Operative on Hondo and a Second Chance on Hondo. So now not only does he have Force Illusion, but he has Healing and he has Second Chance. And I was like, how the heck do I win this game? Like, what do I do to win?
You never go after Hondo, though. You never
Yoda,
kill Hondo first.
He didn't have any upgrades on Yoda, and I mean, he didn't get any upgrades on Yoda the entire game.
But it's Yoda's special chaining that makes Hondo so consistent.
But he has 2 specials. That's fairly consistent.
Okay, but every turn that game lasts,
Yoda has 2 specials, so if Yoda's the consistent part, then Hondo is equally as consistent.
Well, listen to what I'm saying. Both characters have 2 specials. That's not important. What did we say about Palpatine? The longer the game goes, the stronger he gets because of resource generation. Eventually, you're going to have that Rise Again money. Eventually, you're going to have money to, play the Abandon All Hope and all that trash. So Hondo is the opposite. The longer the game goes on, the more resources have been added to the game, the weaker he gets. You're telling me
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but yeah. Hondo has a 2 disrupt side, right? So either you have to spend your resources or he's going to get rid of them every turn.
Okay, well, if he's resolving the disrupt, he's not resolving a special on that die.
But he will be on the other one, so he's going to do at least 3 damage. And then you get other upgrades on him that have disrupt sides.
Well, I mean, okay, so you're saying I kill Yoda.
I don't disagree with
that's
the fact
a mistake.
that you're going to have more resources towards the end of the game.
And then Hondo every turn rolls the 2 disrupt and the special, and I have no mitigation for it. I don't know, man.
I
think you definitely kill Poe or Yoda first. Cut out that consistency.
I think you kill Poe first, but not Yoda.
The longer the game goes, the more resources you'll have added to the total that you've collected throughout the game. Turn 4 or 5, you should have a nice little pile of resources sitting over there. Just pay the man before he gets lethal, and he only has 10 health. Just kill him.
And then what kind of deck are you putting together for that then?
But he could have put Lone Operative on Yoda too, and Yoda still has a Force Illusion and Lone Operative.
Yeah, it's yellow character only.
Not Lone Operative.
Oh, is it?
No.
I thought it was yellow character only. Well, it sucks unless you're the last character because it only heals...
Healing 2? You said Force Heal is good and it only heals you 1 unless you pay 1.
Well, you don't pay 3 for Force Heal.
But in the long run, Force Heal will cost you more than Lone Operative. After just 1 turn, it costs you more than Lone Operative.
But that's just my logic about why you kill Hondo second. He becomes way less scary the further the game goes on.
Right.
Maybe, hey, if he starts the game and he throws a force... you have to adjust. You can't go into every Destiny game and do the same thing like a robot. If he starts the game with 2 Force Illusions and a Lone Operative on Yoda...
And
yes.
Second Chance.
then
it's like, what do I do?
Yeah, he cargo holds the second chance over to Yoda. Obviously go for Hondo in that situation, but I think Hondo's the hammer, Yoda's the engine. You kill the engine, man.
Truer words never spoken. Like, boom, drop the mouse. You don't want to drop your mouse because I know you're saving up for a new one.
Drop the mouse.
That's like a moment. That was a great.
Kill the head and the body will die.
There it is. You know what's good about Lone Operative?
What?
That it's gone in Trilogy. So second chance.
Dude, I was actually going to say this earlier before we got to talking. Chris and I have been considering swapping to Trilogy simply because that right there. Lone Operative, Force Illusion, Second Chance, Ancient Lightsabers, Field Medics.
It's too much extra.
It's so much healing. It's insane. And then it's like he drops the Lone Operative and a Force heal on Yoda, and then he just starts milling you. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah, that's pretty tough. So do you think Luke Leia could be competitive against Hondo, whatever?
Well, here's the thing about, can this deck be competitive? It's Star Wars Destiny, so any deck can win. Like, if he rolls blanks and I roll twos, of course my deck is going to win.
Yep.
I like Luke Leia just because I just think it's not... I'm not going to say it's going to dominate, but it's just a really solid aggro deck, the same way Boba Phasma is. It's just a deck that plays upgrades, mitigates decently, heals decently, and just does really good damage. And if you manage your resources right and with a little bit of luck, you're going to win a lot with it. And I feel like it can beat any deck, But, sometimes the dice determine the game, not the pilot. And so, Yep. I could say, this deck can beat any deck, and then I go play a starter. I'll never forget this story. We had a tournament one time at my local game store. Somebody was brand new to Destiny, just bought a starter deck, and actually won a game in the tournament just with the starter deck.
Wow.
And nobody else was playing starter decks. With Elite Ray and one die Old Finn, won a tournament game.
It's funny. That's so crazy. You look at like the results of Portland, and it doesn't matter whether it's Portland or it's Boise or it's Tuscaloosa. That R2P2 was all anybody was talking about, and then I don't know what is it, one turn kill for like 2 seconds. Yeah, for like 2 seconds, and all of a sudden this thing comes along, and that's what everybody's talking about now. And you won't even find an R2P2. It's so
One thing I hate is when it's early in a meta and there's been like 2 tournaments and people are like, oh, this deck is unbeatable. It's like, what if I played Palpatine and won a tournament and that's the first tournament? Would everyone then be talking about how broken Palpatine is?
Right.
No. You tell me what the results are after 10 tournaments, after 15 tournaments.
Right.
I don't care anything about like the first 3 or 4 tournaments of a meta. It could be anything.
Especially if it's a meta that doesn't have any well-known experienced players. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where was didn't Zach Bunn recently play Han Ray in a tournament and
he did
really well?
That was in Dallas. He was
top
I
would consider valuable information.
Yeah.
Yep.
What if he rolled really good and won that tournament? Would we then say, oh man, we got to stop this Han Ray meta?
Right.
Han Ray meta? What? No, it's just because a deck wins a tournament doesn't mean it's meta or tier 1. You can win a tournament with a tier 3 deck.
And it's funny that everybody who so the winner played, what was it? It was oh God, I'm looking right at it. I can't remember. I can't remember.
You're looking at the words, but
I can see it in my. I visualize. That's how the chi goes through me. It's a double Padawan, and what the hell was it? Yeah, and everyone. Is that who it was? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I think her name is pronounced
Is she Rebels? I don't know what she's from.
No, she's from the movies, bro. What are you talking about?
No, I actually know. She is from Mr. Chip. She's from the cartoon / comic book, Clone Rebels. She was.
It was very good. It was a play. It was actually a theatrical play, which is like a combo. They have the movie in the background.
She was in the movie.
She is such a cool character, dude.
She's really cool.
Yeah, she is such a cool character. If you just knew who she was.
Super cool. Super cool.
Yeah. Just like Dr. Aphra. Such a cool character.
Jay, what do you say about this?
About that deck?
Yes.
I mean, it's good. I find it hard to think that it's better than. I just feel like Ray would fit equally as well.
So so I'm glad that was a setup, because that's what everybody's telling this guy. Yet he won the tournament. He won the tournament. Guy's the winner. Had the wrong. I mean, deck.
It's a good deck. Kylo 2 could, if you get a really good Kylo 2 deck going, it could wreck it. I don't know.
Right.
So how many Kylo 2 do we have a stat on how many Kylo 2s you played?
Let me see if I can bring that up. Hold on. Let me use Jay's keyboard. Nope. It says data inconclusive at this time. Not enough in the meta. Nope. Wow. You can't find it. So I guess the bottom line is A, don't podcast at 12:10 a.m. B, that who knows? It's wide open. Is that what I'm hearing you guys say? It's wide open?
Oh, the meta's definitely wide open. Yeah. A lot of the decks that I really enjoy and have had a lot of success with aren't even being played. Like
right.
Poe, Wedge, Ayla, Finn, Yoda. No one's playing Finn. Nobody's playing Finn.
Right.
At all. And he's really strong.
Nobody's playing Boba Fett. And I think
no one's playing. Strong. Yeah. I've been playing a ton of Boba Fett, Ketsu, Phasma, and no one plays him.
It's a shame.
All you see online is Seventh Sister Tarkin, Dr. Aphra Tarkin, some kind of horseshit mill deck, or Kylo 2. Like that's what you see online.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even need to practice against people anymore, because I automatically, I know exactly, I could program a robot to play Tarkin Seventh Sister. It's the same game every time I play. We roll out. He wins the battlefield. He takes 2 shields. He puts 2 on Seventh Sister. He starts with a holocron on Tarkin, and he plays a binds all things, activates it, plays the Seeker droid, plays a chance cube on Tarkin, rolls in, pays the 1, gets 2 blank, that's 4 indirect, rolls in Seventh Sister, resolves the holocron special with Mind Pro. It's the same game every time. And he'll end the turn with an ancient lightsaber on whoever you're going for.
And there you have it. I think
when you finally get them at lethal, when you finally they have 2 health left, you got the 2 melee, you're like, yes, I've got it. Bam. It binds all things into Force Illusion. You ain't got nothing. Sit down.
I think you've made your decision. I think you're trilogy players from now on.
I had to say, the last 2 Seventh Sister Tarkin decks I've played, I've beat.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying it's super hard.
That's the first 2 times I've beaten that deck.
See,
what were you playing?
I don't think Tarkin's nearly as scary as we all thought he was.
What were you playing?
A lot of people are saying that, and I still don't feel that way. I think he's still really good.
Yeah.
He's
alright, but
what were you playing?
How many people are playing him? Everyone's playing Hondo.
They would make the Rebels character the strongest one in the set, wouldn't they?
He was in Clone Wars first.
You know what that is? That's like that to me, it's like Lucas, as he's designing, is like Magna Guard. You know, so Magna Guard can take lethal over lethal. That was Lucas. Yeah. He's out the door, and he's still just designing cards as he's leaving. He's and Hondo's going to be the best card in Legacy.
It makes sense with Magna Guard, though.
Yeah,
it's at least. Of course, Han Solo's not good in this set,
and has the worst art
ever. Of course,
ever.
It's a Hondo. Yeah, it's a good one.
Hondo.
Can we talk about Yoda real quick while we're talking about this?
A lot of people,
Jay, whatever you want.
A lot of people said that he's going to be errated, that he's going to be the first one to be hit with a Nerf bat, and people are still saying that he needs to be balanced to the Force. Do you agree with that, Chris? I think we've already decided that we think he's balanced.
I completely disagree. I think Yoda's perfectly balanced. You want proof? Go play Yoda in a fair deck. And what I mean by that is a deck that doesn't abuse special chaining. Just play him in, play Yoda Leia. and you tell me if Yoda's broken, because I promise you he's not. Yoda isn't broken. Special chaining is broken. He just happens to be the poster boy for it. So don't nerf the man when the problem is the plan.
You have dropped so many of these one-liners tonight.
You still think special chaining's broken?
Do I think special chaining's broken? It could use a minor adjustment, I think. I mean, at first I was like, it's fine, because you're like, let's say you're playing Poe Yoda and you have like a Poe Dameron's blaster or a handcrafted out there. It's like, turn the Yoda to the other Yoda to the Poe to the handcrafted, 3 damage. It's like, okay, you resolved 3 dice and only did 3 damage. So that was like, originally I was like, special chaining's not that bad. But now we have like Y-Wings being played turn 1, and it's kind of getting a little ridiculous. I don't know what the fix is. A lot of people have suggested like, when you resolve specials, you can only resolve that die, but I think that just kills Destiny. Like, at that point, why play any cards with specials, you know? Like, you couldn't play Holocron anymore because the special chaining is gone. So I don't know what the fix is. Maybe it doesn't need fixing. Maybe the meta will form around it. But we'll see. I don't think it's so broken that I'm about to quit the game, but I think it's definitely very oppressive.
What's the card that no cheating? So that's for actions, not for if you're resolving specials. It doesn't count. But they just make a card like that. Make a card like that says however many specials they resolved, or however many die faces changed this last. Your opponent changed. Do that damage.
If they made a card that was like deal damage to an opponent equal to how many specials they resolved during their last action.
Yeah.
Ooh boy.
Or how many die faces changed or something. Well,
and I hate specific cards.
So's dive. So's dodge. Right?
Yeah,
I don't play them. I didn't even play deflect.
Imagine this, Mr. Chip. They make that card. It's called No More Specials.
Right.
And it's got a picture of Watto on it.
Right.
All right. And it's deal damage equal to the number of specials your opponent resolved. You're going to regionals tomorrow. And you pack it.
I'm putting it right in. Double sleeving it.
2 copies in your deck.
Double sleeve.
You go to the tournament. You sit down. It's
Kylo Tarkin first round.
Yeah, it's Kylo Anakin.
Seventh Sister Tarkin.
No specials in that deck anywhere.
Okay, what about power action?
We're not talking about power action.
Well, that's the other card. It's called No Power Actions. I have both of those in there. Boom. I switched it without you looking.
You're only doing the power action one time.
My point is...
How about anytime Kylo activates, you do 2 damage to Kylo? That's what I got. I got that card. It's called F
draw
Kylo.
And you look at your opening hand, and it's the special chaining anti-card, and it doesn't help you, and you lose the game, and you're pretty much not making the cut because you pack specific mitigation.
But you know what? I didn't get beat by specials, did I? Boom. I won. I'm the winner.
It's still very possible that you would lose.
I'm making that card.
If you are happy with that, what is it? What is it when it's a victory, but it was totally not worth it?
It's a moral victory. Moral victory.
No, there's a complicated name for it. I don't know.
The way I win?
But, yeah. I don't know. I hate being like, I'm going to pack Dodge to counter the Boba Fett meta. Or not the Boba Fett, but the 5-die villain meta. Right. And then you get there and you don't see the deck all day and you just lose because you have these useless cards. I hate specific removal in this game, you know?
And you know what? After my last regional, I definitely am that way because it's like I practice against all the top meta decks. 3 of the 5 decks I played against were like mill or some kind of jank.
Yeah, I hate jank.
So what would you... All right.
We don't hate jank.
Oh, I hate it.
But what do you do then? So what's your strategy?
Kick him off the stream.
The J or the
That's what I do.
What is the strategy then that you would give to a player who's going to their first regional? This used to the whole purpose of this podcast like 2 months ago was to help Chip win a match in regionals.
My advice would be if you don't have a deity of your choice, find one.
Yeah. Great.
You're going to need some help.
After that, if you aren't a drinker, you might want to pick it up.
So there's 2 good pieces of advice. I got to pick a deity and drink.
They often go hand in hand. Right. So,
For real though, just find a deck that you're comfortable with, that you enjoy playing, and just have fun.
You gave me K2 Ray. That's what you gave me, and you gave me Maz and what's his face? Mace. That's what I got built. That's it.
I don't know why you still have those trash built.
That's all you give me. That's all you tell me to build. You just leave me on the side of the corner. That's fine. That's fine. I'm a Destiny hobo to you.
For real though, like if you take it too seriously, all you're gonna do is get pissed off.
Right.
Yeah.
So just have fun. Find a deck that you enjoy playing. Like I enjoy a lot of the decks that I've been playing lately.
Yeah.
I'm not like, all right, I guess I have to play R2P2 or I have to play PoMaz just because they're super good. No. And it's like the meta's still open right now. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of top tier decks that can do really well.
Yeah.
So Qui-Gon Kanan, are you bagging that, Chris? We're done. Did you have your fun and we're going back to good Destiny?
Qui-Gon Kanan's fun to play, kinda.
It is. It's a good deck and it's solid. Even in this new set, it's still a really good deck. The problem is it's mono, and I want to get good at that. I want just an all-around deck. It's not super great against anything, but it doesn't instantly lose to anything either. Like Qui-Gon Kanan will always lose to Kylo 2. Not always, but like, man, it gets hard countered. And it's like, just activate 2 damage. I think if you're going to play mono blue, it should be a No Mercy deck. Like, just hit him with that No Mercy out of nowhere.
You did that play in your live stream the other day. It was fun, wasn't it?
I cannot wait for Anakin to be legal and constructed. I love that.
That's
deck.
a good question.
It'll be legal by the time our regionals comes around.
Oh yeah.
Do you think so?
Get No Mercy. I call it Angry Boys.
Yeah. It looked good. Do you think that's true, Jay? That it's going to be legal by then?
Oh yeah, it's going to be legal February 2nd, right?
No,
Rivals
will not. No, I don't think so.
That was February 6th.
Yeah, so the problem is availability on Rivals, and still, evidently, it's supposed to be shipping right now.
FFG messed this all up.
Ours isn't until March 26th or something.
You got time. Yeah. I think yes,
it will be legal by the time.
It will be legal by then.
We have our regionals.
So it's I think the best thing you do right now is practice with that.
Oh yeah,
get some.
If you're playing it,
variety is the spice of life.
Yeah. So speaking of how amazing of a prognosticator I am, right? And I know you two. You guys know the game. Listen, you had Chris just went through the turns, like imaginary turns of a deck that wasn't even being played. He just did it right from memory, and it was perfect. But let me tell you both something. I want this to be profitable for both of you guys. And I was predicting the values. Chris, do you remember this day not so long ago? We predicted the values of all those legendary cards or the Legacies cards people were opening up. We said,
all right, before you continue, they're all too expensive for me right now.
No, not if you start making that YouTube money, baby.
You're right.
It's all going to come in the Elgato.
You have some like you probably don't, but next discard to reroll. Whenever we talk about Jay's live stream,
yes,
can we have just like a cha-ching sound effect followed by gangster rap, followed by air horns?
Because that is Jay, no doubt about it. But let me tell you something. We said Yoda. You know what we said, Chris? We said $50. And thanks to Jedi Geek Girl, she does this hardcore research, goes out on eBay, pulls all these numbers together. Guess what he's selling for on eBay right now?
What's he selling for?
$50. $50. And that's not even including $5 shipping. So we were right on the money with that. And then someone told me, I said Maul would be number 2. And they said, no, Maul's trash. Wouldn't happen. Well, it's close. It's very close. Tarkin right now is the second hottest card in terms of value.
Be the second.
He's $23.95. Maul's lightsaber is $24.95. Again, this is rough. Maul is 4th, however, 21. Then it's Obi's lightsaber at $18, and then Zeb is 16. I said Yoda, Maul, Tarkin, Maul's lightsaber, Obi-Wan, and then Zeb. We got the top 6 right. It's just the order that was a little bit off. That's right. That's pretty good.
Well, I didn't agree with your list, did I? I had my own list, right?
Yeah, your list was trash. I didn't.
might as well just throw that away.
Actually, yours was good.
Top of the list was like Force Wave.
You had Force Wave 1. You had Pirate Speeder Tank 2.
Dr. Afra next.
And then Grand Moff. You said all the Grand Moffs one guy could get.
And then I threw Jedi robes in there because it's going to rebound, I'm telling you.
Yep. And then Rebellion Leader. And by the way, I have 4 of them if anyone's interested.
Oh, I watched. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was super fun, and 4 of them is pretty painful. So we were pretty close. You actually, what you said, Chris, was Maul's lightsaber needs to go up there because if you play it, you win. That's what I said. What does the card say? You said, yeah, it says if you play this card, you win.
Yep.
Do you still think it's that good?
It's
dude, it's insane good.
It's that good, man. I'm telling you, in the right deck.
Dude, the other day when you were live streaming or were you over here at my house and you played against a guy that rolled it out, hit the 4, rolled it out again, hit the base 2 to kill you?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And it's like he had to hit the base damage side because he didn't have any other base damage out there. So if you hit a modifier, he won't be able to resolve it. But if you hit the base 2, he killed you.
Yep.
That card is insane.
Here's my prediction. So we used to do buy it or sell it. Here's the card you need to buy. You ready? Ready for my prediction? And you mentioned it. Jay snuck it in. He said he played him and Yoda, and he's a yellow card in Awakenings that wasn't all that good. But he came back and he's red, and he's mad, and he's Finn, and it's going for it. You can probably get a couple of these guys for like $11 with shipping. My opinion is buy them right now because I feel like you're going to start to see this thing come out big time.
Dude, Finn Yoda is legit. I'm telling you.
I'm so happy that they did Finn justice in this set. Because, I mean, talking about the new movies, when I think about like my favorite characters, Finn is right up there. Like, he's just the guy who plays him, John Boyega, is just awesome. He's an awesome actor. And like when he wants to be comic relief, he's comic relief. But when he wants to be serious, he changes. Like you'll get whiplash from how quick he can change the mood of the movie.
Have you ever?
And it's like I was super disappointed with the first Finn that we got because he was unplayable. But this new Finn is no joke. This guy has such high damage sides on his die. He has 4 sides that can hurt you. One of them being also heal 2. If you get the double specials with him, which Jay rolls all the time. It's just, it's nasty. It's childish what this character can do.
He's super good, dude. He's very good.
Incredibly underrated, I think.
I have to say, though, in the new movie, my favorite character was BB-8.
BB-8?
I hate you. I hate BB-8. And Jay knows
bailout.
Childish. BB-8 bailout.
So here's, I actually did, Jay wouldn't know, but I did do some reading of Afra, the comic. And one of our high rollers, it was Grumpy Jedi, told me to read it. He's like, just read it. You'll like it. And have you read it, Jay?
I've read the Darth Vader comic.
Yeah, I've read the Darth Vader ones. I haven't read the Afra ones.
The evil C-3PO and the evil Chewbacca?
Yeah.
They're legit, cool. Man. They're good.
Yeah, they're really cool.
So I'm reading this thing thinking, that's got to be a Netflix show. Like, that's your freaking, you got to do that. That has to be made into something. Like, that's your TV show for Star Wars. That would be so good. Really well written. Have you ever seen Attack of the Block, by the way, with John Boyega? Either
No, that's on Netflix.
Dude. Chris, have you seen it?
I need to watch it.
Chris?
He's in a new movie coming out.
Have you seen Attack of the Block, Chris?
No, I haven't.
Okay, both of you, all of you young children, you need to go. It was 2011, so what were you guys? Kicking slats 3. Out of a crib? Yeah, you're 3.
I was 96. Jay was 2.
Yeah.
You need to see Attack of the Block.
We were at Dairy Queen.
Do you want to know what the most expensive Destiny card is right now on the internet?
I'm guessing it's still Ancient Lightsaber.
Oh, well, all right. She threw in Spot Glass. The Legacies Yoda Spot Glass is $178. I think you guys need to play in those. Chase.
That's only. I mean, for me, that's only 2 hours.
Was it?
For me, that's only 2 hours of streaming.
See,
so it's not a big deal.
I think you just.
I can't with you.
Boba Fett's $153.
Can we end the? Can we cut the game film?
Yeah. Is he on the list? Maul's 152.
I want him to get out of here. Can you kick him from the call, the conference call?
It's but regular cards. It's Ancient Lightsabers, $54. Force Speed is 40, and Yoda is 50. So those are like bang bang bone all the way down.
Yoda is 50.
Yep.
Years old.
Yep. There it is.
500.
Hey, BB-8 is $40. Awakenings Nationals promo.
Mr. Chip, can I tell you another story from the ER?
Please, would you tell me something? Because this is going south fast.
Yeah. We worked with a security guard, and we would talk about Star Wars at work all the time. And he would just he's one of those guys you don't want to hang out with. He's just socially awkward, and he smelled, and
he's weird.
And he talked like this. Either hey, you boys talking about Star Wars. He talked just like that. I'm not going to say any names, but Jay knows who I'm talking about. And we were talking, and we were like, yeah, if they bring Yoda back in these new movies, he'll have to be a Force ghost. And he was like, and the whole time he swore to us, he was like a Star Wars fan. And he was trying to like talk with us in our conversation. And then he just goes, oh, what? Yoda's dead? And I think Jay at that point looked at him and he was just like, yeah, good night. This conversation's over. You don't know anything.
I still feel bad for the guy who told his kid, well, looks like you ain't no more Christmas. What did he say? How did he say it?
Christmas ain't happening this year.
Okay, you need to tell that story real quick.
How'd it go, Chris?
So, yeah, we basically had to go and collect copays. And
that was your job, by the way, right?
Yeah. We were basically...
that is the worst possible job ever.
Yeah, we had to... These elderly
we had to do insurance verification as well.
Oh, God.
We had these elderly patients, and we would have to go get their money. Basically.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you walk into a man having a heart attack and ask him for $1,000.
Right.
Look him in the eye too.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. If he doesn't pay, just kind
of his kid is sitting over there. It's like 2 weeks before Christmas. He's like, well, you ain't getting Christmas this year.
Oh no.
It's like he's in the middle of a heart attack. You have fun doing that.
Did you get the money?
Oh yeah,
that's terrible. Oh,
yeah, a lot of these people
we're like repo men. We don't leave till we get.
Yeah. These 90-year-old women, if they don't pay up, well,
you gotta take them out back.
It's been a good run.
Things gotta get a little rough, I'm afraid.
No Thanksgiving for Grandma this year. Well, listen, I think we've ridden this puppy into the ground, but I want to say thank you. I thank you so much.
Wait, is that all of our topics for this episode?
Dude, there's about 10 more. There's no. I think we've
one more. Let's do one more.
I have nothing left. What else you got?
I had this about when I had to be security at Books A Million.
Why'd you have to do? They have Destiny packs.
Yeah, well, they paid me to once a week just kind of come in and look for people stealing, and it's one of those things where if I saw someone trying to steal something, I would have to just. You don't walk up to him and snatch him by the wrist and say, "You're under arrest. Get in the car." You know, you gotta be like, "Excuse me, man. Can you come with me, please?" It's not a big deal. I just need to talk to you about something. Yeah. And then like, "Oh, am I going to jail?" No, nothing like that. We just got to do a little paperwork, and you're free to go. I'm just gonna put these handcuffs on you just as a safety precaution. As soon as you lock them handcuffs in, all right, you're going to jail, right?
What? How old were you? Like 14 when you were doing this job?
Yeah. I graduated from college. I was working.
I was 6. He was 87.
Jay was -3. I was 97. Yeah.
You've had some jobs, boy.
Yeah. I'm always getting paid, man.
Oh, Jay, what do you got? You got something more?
No, that's the top. That's the cherry on the cake.
That pretty much does it. That Chris was a Books A Million guy.
Have you ever told you? Do you know who Chick Donovan is?
No. Who's he? A wrestler?
He was a pro wrestler, and
Bruno Sammartino.
He's from LaGrange.
I know. Oh, he is. Huh? Okay. Chick Donovan.
Chick Donovan. He wrestled Ric Flair.
Oh yeah, he was
back in the old day. He was called the Golden Boy.
I know. I know who Ric Flair was. Yes.
That's the Nature Boy.
Okay.
Chick Donovan was the Golden Boy.
Okay.
Because he had long golden hair, and he still does, and he's about 80 years old, walking around with bigger biceps than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
And well, did we tell you the story about him playing golf one day?
No.
Well, it's really weird because like you know how like you're washed up, you know, like he wrestled Ric Flair. That was the big time of his life. But now he's like broke. He's a substitute teacher at our high schools.
Oh no.
And it's like he works at K Jewelers, all this trash. Well, he's like huge still. He works out every day. He's washed up, but he wrestled Ric Flair, man. I mean, he is a celebrity.
That's huge.
Anyway, we were at the first tee playing some golf, and he gets up to the hole. The first hole is like this. It's like, you know, it's iconic. It's called. It eats golf balls for breakfast.
This is in LaGrange?
This is in LaGrange.
What's the name of the country club?
It's the first tee. You ain't never heard of a first tee?
Of LaGrange Country Club?
No. Of the Parks and Rec Center.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, good. No, I haven't played there yet. No.
The first tee is like Tiger Woods designed all the first tees, and therefore it's like affordable golf courses for underprivileged and stuff like that.
Okay, gotcha.
But
well, that sounds very nice, and I'm sorry I laughed at it.
Anyway, he was there, and you get up to the first hole, and it's an island hole. You have to hit it over water. That's why I eat golf balls for breakfast. Well, he gets up there. You know how wrestlers walk, like big jocks walk, like power walking. Well, he gets up there in his pink tank top with short gym shorts on. I'm talking about flexing the muscles. He gets up there. He pulls his 9-iron out. It hits it right in the hole.
No, he didn't.
Right in the hole. I'm not kidding you. And he doesn't even act surprised. He just walks around the lake, power walk in, picks the ball up, goes in the next hole.
That's it. And that's
True
how you
story.
do it. That's how you do it. Were you there, Chris, for this? Did you witness this?
Oh, he was there.
Yeah, I was there, but I mean, the glory of that shot made me go blind. And I think I passed out.
Did you have noodles after?
Nah, you only get those during the Hummingbird Festival, man. What's wrong with you?
Jay tried to convince me that the place he's getting married isn't on the internet, by the way.
Jay's getting married on the internet?
No, the place that he's getting married is not on the internet. You can't see any pictures of it.
I hope he ain't going to the dank web.
Are people invited who listen to Discard or Reroll?
Of course.
All right. So
we're going to live stream it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It'll probably get 100% more listeners than this episode, but it wasn't because of you guys. It's because of me. You did a great job. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I thought this was a Destiny podcast.
It was.
What are we doing?
I was going to do.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me fix the podcast for you.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this meta, and there's so many cool characters, and we've just gotten started, and I'm really looking forward to the meta. And draft has just been a blast, and I played some draft, and let me know when I've hit all. No,
you did it. You got
Destiny podcast bullet
mitigation.
Points.
You want to talk about mitigation?
No. That's not what people are talking about. They're talking about draft and legacy and trilogy. The trilogy format is great.
Yeah,
I'm super excited for what FFG's got coming, and stop me anytime.
So I was going to
because I'm getting physically ill.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
People have been saying that like you're wrong, and people aren't playing that much mitigation in their decks. That they said in their argument, they said they have found and the people they're playing against don't pack that much mitigation. Well, I want them to go on TTS and play against Jared.
Who?
Tell me he ain't got no mitigation.
The first time I complained about mitigation,
the subway guy, like, Jared?
Oh.
Silly Jedi.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
People were like, oh, Chris don't know what he's talking about. The meta's fine. And, at first I was like, you know what? These guys are right. And then I thought about it, and I was like, I play 5 hours of Destiny a day. If anyone on this planet has the right to say what the issues with the game are, I bet it's me. Because I guarantee you don't play 5 hours of competitive Destiny a day like I do. I'm telling you, there is too much control. It's not that there's too much die control. It's that it's the control on top of the healing, on top of the shields, on top of the comeback to life. And you don't need to roll out. You don't need to spend resources on upgrades because your characters do damage. Kylo 2 does damage. Tarkin does damage. And you don't need dice for it. So just mitigate my dice away, do damage with your characters, and have a great day. If you want to win at Destiny.
I think, to me, what the issue is, and I've been trying to explain this to people, is the game was super fast. And that's how Lucas liked it. But he had all these really strong cards to help you make it last longer. But then they took away all of that super fast aggro and left all of this insane sustainability and haven't touched it. Now it's like it's not nearly as fast. It's not. It went from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. It's like you can't do damage fast enough now. Like healing and shielding and playing mitigation is faster than doing damage, and it can't be that way.
Yeah, are you saying
it's
they
far
over-adjusted?
less entertaining that way.
I don't know if you ever heard this.
I didn't want to have to be the one to make this video.
I'll turn that trash off.
I didn't want to be the one to complain. I don't want to be the guy who just complains about everything in Destiny. That is simply the role
I'm
I
looking
have taken.
good, man. I'm in my prime.
And there's a lot of really good stuff in Destiny.
Yep.
Really good, solid mechanics.
But Vibroknife.
A card is garbage.
Do you
and a
have
card
that?
It's coming.
hinders your experience.
Here it is.
And a card makes certain play styles unplayable.
Here it comes.
Oh, jeez. Don't say
and
it,
then
man.
you proceed to center
Throw us for a loop. Say something that's not
complete
Vibroknife.
Here it comes.
set around said play style.
Here it comes.
I have to say something.
You have to do it.
Don't
This
say
is
it.
the
Don't say it.
Dumbest card.
Dumbest card.
Fantasy Flight Games has designed.
Here it is.
Don't
And they've
say
had
Vibroknife.
opportunities to fix this.
Say it, say it, say it.
And I
Well,
wanted
spit
to
it
be
out,
patient and wait
dumbass.
till Empire at War, but I have seen no indication this card is going anywhere. In fact,
Here it comes.
it's
It went
stronger
somewhere.
than ever.
Here it comes.
The
It's
card I'm
pretty
talking
weak.
about
Here it is.
of course, Vibro Diddy.
He did it. Vibro Diddy. There it is. You said you want to play heroes? Too bad. Sir Christopher, 1,065 views, of which 65 of them are employees of FFG. Why? Because they made it part of their training film. So they adjusted the meta. Sorry, sorry guys. Sorry, shields are good now, but you can't have it both ways. Your cake and eat it too. It's your fault.
Is it the training film?
Your fault. It's your fault. That's what I'm saying.
Old Vibro
like-
Knife.
Old Vibroknife.
You get hired to work on a board game, but they show
Yep.
you that video.
Let me show you. I got to do my Sir Christopher. Old Vibroknife. That was it. You did it.
Seen no indication. This card,
Oh my
2
God.
damage there.
Well,
That's why
I'm gonna
backup
do
must-
There's
my
a train.
Mr.
There's
Chip
a
impression.
there's a train in the background too.
Here
That's
we
the-
go.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead.
This is my Mr. Chip impression.
Do it.
Little Dyson card game called Star Wars Destiny. I'm here with my guest today.
That's right. You got to do it. That's it.
Yeah, not bad. I'm working on it.
That's called the
Coming to Slack.
It's a pregnant pause. So you did a nice job. It's like you went to
Well,
radio school.
In closing, I guess
Yes,
going
wrap
back
this
to
up.
what
To finish this up.
Going back to what Jay said about his thoughts on removal.
Yeah.
It's almost like imagine you have a roach infestation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a roach infestation,
Roach infestation. Got it.
and you're like, I'm gonna bring in some frogs to deal with these roaches.
Yep.
Because frogs eat bugs, and so you bring in these frogs to deal with the roaches.
Right.
But now you've got a frog problem.
You got yourself a frog problem.
Yeah. So what do? You've got all these frogs running rampant throughout the city. I'm gonna drop a frog nuke and kill all the frogs. So you kill all them frogs, and then the roaches are still there.
Yep. The name of the book is called The King, the Mice, and the Cheese. So when you guys have kids, you will actually read this to your children, and it's exactly the same story. Also, this is in real life. You want to know what it is? We live close to the Cornell Cooperative, which is a group that protects agriculture. You might know a little bit about farming down in Georgia. So the issue we have up here, I don't know if you got them, are stank bugs. Do you have stink bugs down there?
Stank bugs.
Do you have stink bugs? Have you ever seen them?
Yeah, we do. You don't kill them because otherwise
They stank.
everyone will hate you.
They're nasty. But the problem is they came from Asia. And now they've totally taken over because they're not indigenous to the area. So guess what? They found out that there's these things called samurai wasps. They sound great, don't they? What these samurai wasps do is they're the size of a pinhead. You can't even see them, and they don't bite humans. But they infest the eggs of the stink bugs, and they kill them before they hatch. So now we're going to get rid of stink bugs, but we're going to have a samurai wasp problem. I can't even say it. That's like your frogs and the roaches.
You know what that's called?
Well, I actually prefer Dartmouth, so I stopped after you said Cornell.
Yeah, I can tell. Both of you guys. You're the Ivy League of Destiny.
It's called what is it called? It's called a rattlesnake problem or something like that, because a long time ago there was a rattlesnake infestation in like Greece or somewhere old. Maybe it was Britain or England. I'm sure someone will correct me. But what they did, the king was like, all right, if you bring me a dead rattlesnake, I'll give you $20. And so people started doing it, and then people were like, we can make a lot of money doing this. So they brought in more rattlesnakes so that they could just immediately kill them and make more money. And then the king was like, okay, this is getting out of hand. I'm canceling it. So now you have even more rattlesnakes than you started with. So your attempt to fix something actually caused the problem to get worse.
So what do they do?
Nothing.
Wow.
All right. So do you guys know what love bugs are?
Oh, no. What are love bugs?
You've never heard of love bugs?
No.
All right. So I was born in Florida, grew up in Florida. I didn't move to Georgia until I was like 17.
And I was 96.
And University of Florida genetically engineered a bug to eat mosquitoes because mosquitoes are horrible in Florida. And it's called the love bug. It's two different bugs attached to each other. You can see it right there. And once a year, they're everywhere. Like, tons of them. Like, I can't explain to you how many there are. They're just everywhere. But they ended up not eating mosquitoes or something. They got out of the lab and started reproducing. That's why there are so many love bugs down in Florida. Just
there you go.
A little fun fact.
Fun fact there. So Destiny is doomed. Is that basically what we're saying?
Well, I mean, if you genetically engineer a thing that will fix the issues, it might backfire.
Right. And that thing is called what? Hondo?
I don't know.
For instance, if you put a card in your deck like Defend, which specifically removes melee and only melee, and then you go to a tournament and your opponent's playing ranged, boy, do you look stupid.
Yeah. What about Easy Pickings?
Easy Pickings is the best card in the... Well, it's not the best card. It's probably the best event in the set.
And it's an uncommon. And since Force Illusions are going for $20 a piece, guess what this guy did on eBay? He bought as many as he could get for $1 a piece. So if you need any of them, let me know. I got them. They're hot.
Smart. You're going to monopolize the easy picking market.
that and Maz's Vault. I'm like cornering the market.
Dude, I'm really considering just like selling all of my Awakening stuff and just playing trilogies.
Yeah. You have 7 cards.
Yeah.
But see, trilogies seems fun though.
My biggest issue is nobody wants to do anything anymore except draft. Like, anytime like someone at my local store talks about a tournament, people, the first thing, it's 3 guys in particular that always do this, but they're like, well, if 6 people are going to be there, we're doing draft. So if there's 5 people there, we can do constructed. But once it hits 6, everyone demands it be draft.
Do you tell them?
And draft is
You're
fun,
Sir Christopher.
Like,
you are Sir M.F. Christopher. You tell them
they
that.
don't care about that.
You say, look.
I don't know what the hell he's complaining about. He don't ever go anyway.
Well, it's because it's always draft, and draft's not that fun to me. And it's like, I'd love to play some constructed, but it's as soon as 6 people say they're going, it's like, okay, we can do a draft. Let's do a draft instead. And then everyone else is like, yeah, let's do a draft. I'm like, great.
I only want to play draft if it's legacies. Awakenings drafts suck.
Draft is fine every now and then. I miss my constructed tournaments, and it just feels like they've been replaced with draft.
Why don't we hold a TTS tournament?
Let's do it. The Double Blanks Open.
Do it. That sounds fun. Why don't you do that?
$10 entry fee.
Yeah.
Winner gets a podcast.
There you go.
Prize.
Winner gets a podcast. It's called
You own the podcast.
Yep. It's called Daily Destiny with Sir Christopher and whoever
Daily
wins.
Destiny. Dude, how did you know about Daily Destiny?
Because I watch your freaking streams all the time. And then
man.
I packed up all my equipment and I said, that's it.
You're the best.
Yep. Sir Christopher's.
Oh, I heard about it too.
I'm starting. Now, shut up.
I heard about it.
I'm starting it tomorrow. It's not a podcast. It's more like a vlog.
Yeah,
it's like a vlog.
I heard about it.
It's like a vlog. Do a vlog.
I've had people message me asking why you're leaving double blanks.
You had people message you.
Yeah, people asking me why you're leaving double blanks. Start your own thing.
Real quick before we call it a night here at Discard to Reroll. Can I tell you about this message I got as soon as I logged on to Discord?
Please do.
Let's hear it.
I don't know the guy's name. It was just a random anonymous guy, and the message was just like, "Hey man, you owe me a rematch, and you need to play a legit deck this time." I have no clue who this man was. I have no clue when we played and what I was playing, but apparently I've offended him with my jank stank deck.
What did he say again? Say it again, and then I'll say it how I think he said it.
He says, "You owe me a rematch with a legit deck this time."
What if he said, "Hey, Sir Christopher, you owe me a rematch with a legit deck this time"? What if that was his attitude?
No, I don't think that was the inclination. I think the tone he was trying to set forth was...
Chris does do this. It'll be like a perfectly happy person. It'll have a smiley face at the end.
Like, "Hey man, what's up?" He's like,
he'll read it.
"Hey man, what's
it's
up?"
Like they're just totally dogging on him.
It's like, dude, why does this guy say it? He said, "Hey man, what's up?"
No, he didn't say what's up.
And it's like an excation point with a smiley face and a
heart. I'm not going to cut.
"Hey dude, what's up, man?"
But there was some vulgarity mixed in.
Oh,
it didn't used to be like this, but. Go on any Destiny group's Facebook page and just ask a question, and then sit back and watch the fireworks.
That's why I didn't want to do Facebook. That's why I only have 10 people.
We have a really good segment coming up.
Yeah,
a real good segment. It's called Trash of the Week.
Yeah,
somebody was real rude to a new player.
Yeah. We're going after the bullies, man. We're taking them down.
If there's anybody that can do it, it's Double Blanks. Let me tell you that. It's you guys. Yeah. Well, listen, it's late. I appreciate the two of you coming back.
Hold on.
We got one more?
All right, well, I guess that's it, folks. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mr. Chip. Thank you, Chris, for joining me on this episode of Discard to Reroll. I hope everybody enjoyed it. All the trash and everything. Just thank you guys so much. If you haven't gone and checked our Patreon page, go to patreon.com/discard2reroll. We got a Facebook page, facebook.com/discard2reroll.
reroll.
You got it.
Twitter. You got to call it the Twitter.
You got it.
Yep. Oh,
I'll let you finish.
No, that was good. That was actually really good. I thought actually you were going to make it a Double Blanks podcast. Take it. You've already used it and then publish it on iTunes before I could put it up, which would be perfect. And by the way, next week we return to our regularly scheduled broadcast when we have a very special guest. When you think of Han Ray, right? Who do you think of? Do you know who you think of, Jay?
Mike Rudin.
No, you don't think of Mike Rudin. You think of that's nice. Now he's not going to come on. Now he's not going to come out. Well, you all think about who, if you actually...
We already mentioned him one time this podcast.
No, we didn't.
I did.
You did. But nobody heard it. I won't say then I won't say it anymore. If people already know, I won't even tease it. It's going to be next week. How about that? All right. The excitement is, you can taste it. It's in the air. It's also because everybody's asleep. Chris, Jay, thank you so much. And remember, I hope that both of you guys, all your rerolls are special ones. And that you chain them together, too. Lots of chains.
Trash.